I never thought my own parents would choose my sister's happiness over my entire future. But when they told me she deserved my wedding fund more than I did, something inside me snapped. I didn't know then that my fiancé would give them a 72-hour ultimatum that would expose every ugly secret they'd hidden from me. My name is Emily, and I swear I felt the air leave my lungs the moment my mom said, "We're giving your wedding fund to Chloe." At first, I actually laughed. I thought it was some kind of sick joke. I stared at her across the dining table. "What do you mean?" My voice cracked so badly I barely recognized it. Mom didn't even blink. "Sweetheart, Chloe needs it more than you." I looked at Dad, waiting for him to jump in and tell her she was being ridiculous, but he just adjusted his glasses and said, "It's the right choice, Emily. You should be supportive." "Supportive?" I whispered. "Of losing my entire wedding fund?" Chloe was leaning against the doorway, arms crossed like a queen waiting to be praised. Don't make it dramatic," she said. "It's just money. Just money." I shot back. "It's my wedding. My future." Mom sighed, the kind of sigh she saved for moments when she thought I was being difficult. "Chloe is going through a lot. She's still rebuilding after the breakup, and what does her breakup have to do with my wedding?" I asked. Chloe shrugged. "It kind of ruined me, Emily. You know that. And Mom and Dad think I should have a chance to reset." "A reset using my money?" I felt my throat tightening. "The fund you promised me since high school?" Dad leaned forward. "Don't turn this into an argument. We're doing what's best for the family." "For the family or for Chloe?" I asked. Mom's eyes flashed irritation. "Don't start that again." "That again?" I repeated. "You mean the part where she always gets everything?" Chloe scoffed. "God, you're so jealous." "Jealous?" I laughed, but it came out broken. "I'm not jealous. I'm stunned. Why would you even agree to this?" She shrugged. "Why wouldn't I?" The casualness of her tone made something collapse inside me. "So you knew," I said softly. "You knew before they even told me." Chloe didn't deny it. "Mom mentioned it. I didn't think you'd be so emotional." "Emotional?" I felt my voice rising. "You're taking my wedding fund." Mom stood abruptly. "Lower your voice. You're not a child." "Then stop treating me like one," I said. Dad pointed a finger at me. "Enough. Chloe deserves this." My mouth dropped open. "Deserves it? For what?" "Because she needs stability," Dad replied calmly. "You and Liam are fine. You both have good jobs. You'll manage. So because my life isn't falling apart, I get punished?" I asked. Mom pressed her fingers to her temples. "This is why we didn't want to tell you yet." I felt dizzy. "Then when?" "After you handed her a check and hoped I'd just, what? Smile and clap." "Don't be sarcastic," Mom said sharply. My voice broke. "I'm not being sarcastic. I'm begging you to explain why my feelings never matter." Dad pushed his chair back. "We don't want to hear this. You always make everything a personal attack." "Because it is personal," I cried. "It's my wedding. My future. My savings." "It's not your savings," Chloe cut in. "It's theirs. They can choose how to use it." Her words slapped me harder than anything. "You really are unbelievable." "That's enough," Mom said. "We're not changing our minds." I stared at them all three. My parents, stone-faced. My sister, smug but trying to hide it. For a moment, I wondered if I had slipped into some alternate universe where I didn't exist. "So that's it," I whispered. "You're really giving my fund to her?" Mom nodded once. "It's final. Final. Like a sentence." I felt myself shrinking, collapsing into a small version of who I thought I was. I stood on shaking legs. "I can't believe you," I said, voice trembling. "I never thought you'd actually." "I don't know. Choose her over me again." Dad threw up his hands. "This isn't choosing. This is helping." "Helping her," I corrected. "Never me." Chloe looked almost bored. "Can we be done? I have a date later." The knife twisted deeper. "You have a date?" She shrugged. "Yeah. So you're not devastated. You're not destroyed. You're not rebuilding anything. You're dating, I said. Mom snapped, Chloe is allowed to move on. And I'm not allowed to get married? I said quietly. Dad muttered, you're being dramatic. I pressed my hand to my chest. I'm being heartbroken. No one responded. Not one person cared that I was breaking in front of them. I walked out of the room. None of them called after me. When I reached the kitchen, my legs gave out. I slid to the floor and covered my mouth before the sob ripped out of me. The tile was freezing, but the cold grounded me as I cried until my ribs ached. Why? I whispered to no one. Why am I never enough? My thoughts spiraled, birthdays Chloe ruined, vacations she hijacked, lies she told that somehow became truths in my parents' eyes. Every memory tightened like a fist around my heart. I stayed on the floor for what felt like hours. I didn't move until the house went silent and the ache became unbearable. All I could think was, what did I ever do to make them choose her over me again? And for the first time in my life, I felt something darker than sadness. I felt replaced. When I walked through the apartment door, Liam looked up from the couch and said, Em? What happened to you? His voice cracked in that soft way that always made me want to cry even harder. I dropped my bag on the floor. Please don't ask yet, I whispered. He stood and walked toward me slowly. Your eyes are red. Emily, talk to me. I tried to breathe, but the moment he touched my arm, everything inside me snapped. They gave it to her, I choked out. He frowned. Gave what? My wedding fund, I said, my voice trembling. They gave it to Chloe. He froze. What? I covered my face with both hands. They just sat there and told me she needed it more. Like I'm nothing. Like my wedding doesn't matter. He whispered, sit down. Please. He guided me to the couch, but he didn't sit. He just stared at me, jaw tight. Tell me exactly what they said. I repeated every word, every tone, every shrug Chloe made. By the time I finished, my chest hurt from talking. Liam didn't speak for a solid 10 seconds. Then, calmly, he said, they planned this. What? I looked up at him. They didn't decide this today. They've been thinking about it. Probably for a while. The thought made me sick. Why would they do that to me? He shook his head. I don't know. But I promise you, they're hiding something. I leaned back, feeling the shock spread through me again. I knew they favored her, but this felt intentional. It was, he said quietly. You don't look shocked enough for this to be new. That stung because it was true. It isn't new, I whispered. It's just the first time they've taken something this big. He finally sat beside me. Emily, I'm not letting them get away with this. His certainty startled me. Liam. No, he cut in. You deserve better than this. You always have. I lowered my head. I don't even know what to think. He slipped his hand into mine. Then let's find out the truth. The next morning, I got a call from Aunt Sarah. She never calls me first, so my stomach dropped instantly. Hi, Aunt Sarah. She hesitated. Sweetheart. I heard what happened. I blinked. How? I didn't tell anyone. Your mom did, she said. She sounded proud of the decision. My chest tightened. Of course she did. Emily, she said gently, this wasn't sudden. They've been talking about redirecting that fund to Chloe for months. I closed my eyes. Months? Yes, she whispered. Your mom told me not to mention it. She said you'd overreact. I laughed bitterly. Overreact? It's my wedding money. I know, she said. And I'm sorry. I should have told you anyway. It's okay, I said, even though nothing was okay. I just don't understand why. Aunt Sarah sighed. Because Chloe always comes first with them. You know that. Hearing it out loud felt like a punch. I hoped I was wrong, I whispered. You weren't, she said softly. And there's more. I braced myself. More? Your mom said Chloe deserves a fresh start. That she's been through a rough time and you're strong enough to handle disappointment. My throat closed. So I get punished because I'm strong. She uses your strength as an excuse, she said. Emily, it's been like this since you were kids. Old memories rushed back, Chloe stealing my clothes and Mom yelling at me for not sharing, Chloe lying about me and Dad grounding me without listening, Chloe crying fake tears and getting my birthday trip moved to hers. I whispered, I let it happen. You hoped they'd change, she corrected. That's not weakness. That's love. A tear slid down my cheek. I'm so tired. I know, she said. But you're not crazy. This was planned. When we hung up, I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at nothing. Planned. Months. Behind my back. And they told me I should be happy for her. I felt Liam at the doorway before he spoke. Aunt Sarah? I nodded. She knew. They all knew. Mom told her not to say anything. He muttered something under his breath. Then louder, Emily, this is messed up on a level I didn't expect. I curled my knees up. Why does it hurt so much? I feel stupid for not seeing it. You're not stupid, he said firmly. You trusted your parents. That's not stupidity. That's hope. I looked at him helplessly. I don't know what to do. He sat beside me and took my hands. Then listen to me. They don't get to hurt you again. Not like this. They already did, I whispered. Then we stop it, he said. We confront them. Together. My heart thudded painfully. Liam. You're not alone, he said. Not anymore. I swallowed hard, his words settling somewhere deep in me. What if they don't care? He met my eyes. Then we show them they should have. His voice was calm but sharp, like something inside him had shifted. And for the first time since yesterday, I felt something other than heartbreak. I felt someone standing beside me, really standing beside me. I whispered, thank you. He squeezed my hand. We're going to fix this, Emily. Whatever it takes. And for the first time in my life, I believed someone. When Liam and I pulled into my parents' driveway, my hands were shaking. I don't know if I can do this, I whispered. He took my hand. You're not doing it alone. I'm right here. Inside, Mom looked up from the kitchen island. Emily, why are you here again? Dad folded his newspaper. We already talked about this. Liam stepped forward before I could speak. No, you didn't. You talked at her. That ends today. Mom's eyes narrowed. Excuse me. You heard me, he said. You're going to return the wedding fund. All of it. Dad scoffed. We're not discussing this with you. You don't have to discuss it, Liam replied. You just have to decide. You have 72 hours. Mom blinked. 72 hours for what? To give the money back, he said. Or I'll make sure every member of this family knows what you did. Chloe stepped out from behind the hallway. Oh my God, are you threatening them? Liam didn't look at her. I'm telling the truth. Something none of you seem familiar with. Dad's face turned red. You don't get to come into my house, Anne. I do, Liam cut in. Because you hurt the woman I love. Mom pointed at me. Emily, are you really letting him talk to us like this? I swallowed hard. I'm letting him say everything I've been too scared to say. Chloe scoffed. Scared? Seriously? You're acting like a victim. I am a victim, I snapped. You took something that belonged to me. Mom raised her hands as if calming a child. Sweetheart, you're being dramatic again. Liam stepped closer to her. Don't talk to her like that. Dad slammed his palm on the counter. We made a decision. And it was wrong, I said. You could have told me the truth. Instead, you hid it for months. Mom looked genuinely offended. I didn't hide anything. Aunt Sarah already told me you planned this, I said. She said you told her not to warn me. Mom froze. Just for a second, but I saw it. The crack. Chloe touched her forehead like she was exhausted. Why does Sarah always meddle? Dad glared at me. You're causing unnecessary chaos. I'm asking for what you promised me, I said. Liam crossed his arms. 72 hours. Return the fund or everyone hears the whole story. Mom's voice softened. Emily, sweetie, is this really what you want? To embarrass your own parents? That's not what I want, I said quietly. I want fairness. Chloe's voice trembled, but only a little. If you take the money back, What am I supposed to do? I need help. You always need help, I whispered. And they always give it. Even if it destroys me. Mom stepped closer. You're hurting your sister. I backed away. She hurt me first. Dad shouted, enough. This conversation is over. No, Liam said calmly. It's just beginning. The next 3 days felt like slow torture. Aunt Sarah called first. They're panicking, Emily. Your mom is calling everyone, trying to spin the story. Uncle Ben texted, I heard what they did. I'm with you. Cousin Maya sent a voice message, I'm proud of you for standing up to them. Every message made me feel stronger and weaker at the same time, like I was unraveling and rebuilding in the same breath. Liam kept asking, how are you holding up? I kept answering, I don't know. Because I didn't. I lay awake each night replaying every memory that suddenly made too much sense, Mom defending Chloe no matter what, Dad ignoring my tears, Chloe twisting stories until I sounded insane. It wasn't new. I was just finally seeing it. On the last night, Liam lay beside me and whispered, whatever happens tomorrow, I'm not letting them hurt you again. I turned toward him. Do you think they'll give it back? He exhaled slowly. I think they're more afraid of exposure than losing money. I nodded against his chest. I'm scared. I know, he said. But you're stronger than them. You always were. And for the first time, I actually believed him. When the 72 hours ended, Liam and I drove back to my parents' house. I felt numb, like my body had already accepted the ending even if my heart hadn't. Mom opened the door with a tight smile. You're early. Liam said, we're right on time. Did you make your decision? Dad stepped behind her. We're not giving you anything. I nodded slowly. So that's final. Dad lifted his chin. Yes. Then Chloe came down the stairs, looking pale. Emily. I need to say something. Mom snapped, Chloe, don't. But she kept going. Mom planned this. She said you'd get over it. She said you'd still show up for everything because you always do. Mom hissed, stop talking. Chloe shook her head. I can't. She told me to take the fund. She told me you didn't appreciate them. She said this would teach you maturity. I stared at my mother. Teach me? Mom crossed her arms. Your sister needs support. You're stable. You're fine. Liam stepped closer. She's not fine. You broke her. Dad barked, we won't be threatened. You weren't threatened, Liam said calmly. You were warned. He pulled out his phone. And now I follow through. Mom's face went white. What are you doing? Sending the truth, he said. Everything. He hit send. My phone buzzed immediately, family group chat exploding. Messages flying. What is this? Karen, is this true? Mark, answer your phone. I can't believe you did this. Chloe, how could you? Dad muttered, you ruined us. I whispered, no. You ruined us years ago. Today just showed everyone else. Mom stepped forward. Emily, don't do this. Don't turn the family against us. I shook my head. I'm not turning anyone. They just see what I lived through. Chloe started crying, real or fake, I couldn't tell. I'm sorry, Em. I didn't think it would go this far. It always goes this far, I said softly. Because you let it. We walked out to the porch. Liam squeezed my hand. Are you okay? No, I said. But I will be. I placed an envelope on the welcome mat. Dad opened the door. What's that? Closure, I said. A letter telling you I'm done choosing pain just to be your daughter. Mom whispered, Emily, please. I'm choosing peace, I said. Even if it means choosing distance. Then I turned away. Karma didn't scream. It didn't need to. It whispered through the silence I left behind.